Hello, hello. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to put. Okay, we are started right now. It is exactly 8:30. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Marvel Monday. So today is Hari Raya Haji. So if there's anyone here who is celebrating Hari Raya, we would like to also wish you Selamat Hari Raya Haji. Um, Hope you've been having a good time. Now, can you see my slides? You can, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right, very good. Thank you so much. So, okay, once again, welcome to everyone. Now, I'm especially grateful for everyone here who's managed to make it today, despite the fact that it's a public holiday. And especially, like I said, for those of us here who could be celebrating, then it's a double thank you from me, lah. Yeah, for joining us on this day. Um, okay, so I'm going to get started. Now, this presentation is going to be a non-comprehensive presentation, meaning that I'm going to spend probably about half an hour to go through the product and the company. And if you want more information, by all means, come to our office at Wood Square. And we have a more extensive sharing there. Now, is there anyone who's joining us for the first time? Yeah. So for the first time, yeah, if you are joining us, can you just type 111 in the chat group so that we can really welcome you? So first time to this. Okay, so who do we have? Okay, Brian Sim, yes, welcome Brian, first time, on this call. And CC, Pat Lim as well, okay. And of course, James Chu, whom we just spoke to just now. Anybody else? So your first time here, I can guarantee you, that you've made the right choice, okay? Definitely made the right choice in joining us on this call, learning, and especially if you have not heard about this product before, or even if you have heard about the product and technology, but maybe still not so sure about this. We are very happy that you're able to join us today. Okay. All right. So welcome to the world of LifeWave. Yeah, our world, where we bring you actually the future to the present through our breakthrough technology that is almost literally taking and making waves in the world right now and taking the world by storm. Yeah. Okay, so a brief introduction about myself. My name is Jonas Ang. Okay, so there's a lot of information here. I've got too many years, I suppose, spent in the on the corporate side. But I've been doing quite a number of things after that for the last 7-8 years before coming into LifeWave, and I've been in LifeWave since May 2022. Now, I am not a scientist nor a medical practitioner, so I'm just like anyone else here on this call. I'm a user, maybe with a little bit more experience, especially in the area of stem cells, since the last company I was with was also involved in live cells, or in kind of a placenta. Okay, so very quick disclaimer, which is so important before we get started. LifeWave products are, in a way, the LifeWave lifestyle products are not intended, and we do not say that we diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. We advise that, and we do this as well, we collaborate, consult, with a physician or other qualified healthcare provider before embarking on any new treatment, product, use, diet, or fitness program. So the content that we have created and published here is for informational purposes only. It is not intended to substitute professional medical advice. And this should not be relied on as health or personal advice as well. So the success stories that we're about to share also are anecdotal. It's based on personal accounts. It is a viewpoint, opinion, rather than research facts. So last but not least, one person's results do not reflect what other people may experience, as our body composition is different from person to person. Now, when we talk about this breakthrough technology, if you see on the left-hand side, this person who said in the future medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. And this came from Albert Einstein. And some of you can guess that Albert Einstein, well, he said this, or he was alive, about 100 years ago. And yet, he mentioned that the future medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. Yeah, even though it was 100 years ago. So it's supported by many other scientists, researchers, such as this Dr. Oz, quite a controversial figure, but he also concurs with Albert Einstein or Nikola Tesla or any of these kind of famous people. And he says, that the next big frontier in medicine is actually energy medicine, okay? And this is our CEO, our founder and inventor. And he said, that if we were to go back 20 years, the subject of age reversal was thought to be science fiction. Yeah. So I always tell people that one of the best barometers of what technology is going to be like in the future, all you need to do is just to look at all the science fiction movies. Yeah. So whether it's like 10, 20 years ago, they were talking about flying cars, flying motorbikes and all this, is fast becoming a reality right now. 20 years ago, there was already talk of artificial intelligence, and guess what? Right now, it is becoming a big thing already, okay? So 20 years ago, when it came to the space of age reversal, many people thought, that it's not possible, that it's just science fiction, but it is a reality, and there are many companies involved, in age reversal types of technologies and research. So a little bit about a company. Now, what is our goal? Yeah, what is LifeWave's goal? Our goal is actually very simple. It is just to tap into the body's natural energy and to rebalance the flow. So it is our main function here is to ensure that the body's systems, all the systems and organs actually function harmoniously together, yeah, to start the healing process from within, to start the self-healing process, and to achieve this state of balance called homeostasis, all without the use of medications, injections, or surgeries. So this is done all without drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants, it's non-addictive, and it is non-transdermal. So the word non-transdermal just means that nothing enters the body, nothing enters the skin. So we like to use this term as well, because it's all about trying to trigger the body to respond more effectively. It is almost akin to us activating the doctor within all of us. Now, we do not, and we are not a product company, okay? So we address ourselves as an advanced technology company. So what we specialize in is in patented wearable technology. And how we do this is we harness the power of light to actually trigger the health and the enhancement of the health at the cellular level. And that also impinges, on wellness, beauty, and longevity. So we have the privilege of David Schmidt and LifeWave holding more than 130 patents with over 80 clinical reports at this point in time. Now, I don't want to gloss over this, but then it is very significant because a patent is actually not easy to get. So I think, it's a bit crazy. And some people say that LifeWave, is overdoing it by hogging, the so many patents, because 130 patents is really quite incredible. And what is differentiating us also is that in many countries, we are classified as a medical device. And that includes countries like Malaysia, Japan, various parts of the European Union. So many of those countries in the European Union actually classify LifeWave as a medical device. So as I mentioned, this is David Schmidt, our 3-in-1, who's founder, inventor, and CEO at the same time. So as an advanced technology company, like I mentioned, this is what we intend to achieve, which is to improve health, wellness, beauty, longevity of every person we encounter, all without the use of drugs, pills, and injections. and we are a patented wearable technology harnessing the power of acupressure therapy to boost health at the cellular level. So this particular point makes us even further differentiated from other companies because we are using both advanced, cutting-edge, futuristic technology. At the same time, we are respecting, honoring, and applying the TCM, the acupressure types of therapy. So it's very hard to explain. We always tell people, that we can talk until the cows come home and go out to tea, but you need to experience this. And the results seen and felt really by the people who have been consistently using our product has been really quite astounding. Okay, so this is David Schmidt. So he's founder, CEO, and inventor. What is significant about this is there's actually not that many companies where you have the founder and the CEO who's actually the inventor. So we are in a privileged position because we will not encounter a situation where the founder disagrees with the CEO who disagrees with the inventor because it's all in one person. So David Schmidt is a very highly respected inventor. So he has been honored and awarded many he has received, many awards actually, in the last many years, 10, 15 years already. He has invented many other things that have been patented. Like you see this coil here, double helix conductor coil, which is the precursor actually to our patches, because this is such an incredible invention that it can help to heal, and it has healed mice, rabbits, or whatever that they put into the coil. They activate the coil, and somehow, the disease, the ailments suffered by the animals are actually, they actually improve. So he has invented drones and donated this to the International Red Cross, and he has invented so many other things, amounting or numbering, the 130 over patents. Now, we are also unique from the perspective that our product was actually not even meant for people like you and I. It was invented for the US Navy SEALs because he was an inventor and his specialty was in an area of energy harnessing, energy production type of equipment. So he was called on to be the team to invent the next generation submarine for the US military, in which, the US Navy SEALs were manning it. And that's where the first product, Energy Enhancer, came about, where it helped the US Navy SEALs to perform at a much higher level, at a much longer time frame whenever they are manning the submarine. So we are also unique from the perspective that besides being associated and our products, being used by the US military, we are also in a way associated with the Irish government because of a breakthrough and a milestone stem cell research that was done and funded by the Science Foundation of Ireland. It was done in conjunction with the National University of Ireland, Galway, and also with the Regenerative Medicine Institute. By the way, the National University of Ireland, Galway is considered, to be the top 5 stem cell research facility in the world. And this is funded by the Irish government. And by the way, our product is also manufactured in Ireland besides the US. So we are also in a good position, and especially during COVID, during the worst time when there was that lockdown, where many companies suffered because of supply chain disruption, but everything that we had done from day one had always been in-house. So the term that is used is vertical integration. So we actually employ everything from end to end, even our customer service, the standards are the same globally because it is all in-house. So we were not disrupted, by any, unfortunately, the things that were happening that prevented many companies from operating effectively during the COVID period. So a little bit about the product, and especially I'm going to talk about this X39. But before getting to that, just a little bit of history. So I mentioned already energy enhancer. So you see here that in 2004, that's where our first product was created. So this year is the 20th year of our company. And that is really quite amazing because it then gives us a rich history, and we have 20 years of credibility, and millions of people in the last 20 years have already benefited from our product. So what is even more interesting is the fact that Energy Enhancer is only the first product, but David Schmidt continued to invent different products because he was trying to help different groups of people. Like, for instance, at one stage, there was a lot of industrial types of health condition. So he invented this thing called, this product called glutathione to help with a lot of the health conditions resulting from industrial pollutions in the US. And then also, during that same period, there was an increasing case of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. So he created a product as well to help the people, who are suffering from PTSD to lessen, their anxiety, the stress levels that they were facing because of the traumas that they had experienced. So almost every 2-3 years, there was an invention because it was meeting a needs at that point in time, all the way to 2019. So that's where, the breakthrough really happened for us, the company, because of our involvement in stem cell, and our product X39 that was released in 2019. Now, X39 was not created overnight. There was actually 10 years of research that was done before X39 was launched in 2019, and that changed the face, transformed actually, the entire company, because it was meeting this need of a reverse aging era. And from our clinical data, that we could even reverse age by 8.5 years with consistent usage of X39 in as little as 6 months. Okay. Now, what is the key issue that we are facing right now? Aging is actually one of the key issues. Yeah, we have an aging population, unfortunately. And with aging, that's where degeneration occurs. And with degeneration, that's where people experience, more disabilities, the aches and pains. They experience compromised immunity. They experience slower recovery, and increasing cases. We see increasing cases of dementia, chronic diseases, and the like. Now, so some people would say, "Hey, but then the young people seem to be getting sick also." Yeah. So I use a term, that while we have aging, we also have this term called premature aging, where we are seeing right now that degeneration is not only happening to people, who are beyond, let's say, in their 60s, but it's happening to people much earlier. Why is that so? It's because there's so many other things, that if you consider, for instance, our handphone, which we cannot do without, but unfortunately with the radiation that is emitting from the handphone, it can be damaging to even our DNA. Now, with the issue with aging, or for that matter, the degeneration of our cells, which is happening to younger and younger people, the stem cells also unfortunately get affected. They age, and they can also die from the process, the aging process, as well, as the aspect of degeneration. Now, why are the stem cells, so important? Now you can see here, that unfortunately, from birth, while we have that 100%, by the time we reach 65, probably it's about 90 to 95% lower, in terms of stem cells. So the stem cells actually significantly reduce in terms of activity, in terms of their state of health as we grow. So unfortunately, this is where, when we grow older, we seem to recover much slower. We seem to, to get injured actually, or, our health is compromised, more easily than when we were younger. It's simply because, it is the stem cells that are being affected, that because of the inactivity of the stem cells, these things could result. So just in another pictorial form, by the time you're 60 plus, you only have about 5% of stem cells left. So I don't know how many of us here, probably there's quite a number of us here who is in a 5% group, meaning that you're 60 years and above. I'm just slightly before that, so I probably have 7% or 8% left, which is why I'm into LifeWave patches. Okay, so a little bit about stem cells. So stem cells are the mother of all cells. It's the master cell, the first cell when the sperm and the ovum come together that they form, that embryo, it's the stem cell. And the job of a stem cell is just primarily twofold. Number one, it is to duplicate itself, into other stem cells, and then to differentiate itself into all other organ cells. So whether, it is your nerves, whether it's your intestines, your liver, your cardiac muscle, your skeleton, your brain, your heart, your organs, even your skin, every single organ and every single aspect, of our body actually has a stem cell associated with it. So stem cells, have many sources. So for people, who says, okay, I know that my health is not so good, it's because my stem cells are inactive and not in the best state of health. There is that option of infusion of stem cells, or injectable stem cells. And then there's the option also that you can take supplements. So we've heard, and it's in the market quite. It's proliferating in the market actually, with so many stem cell products. But again, sometimes we have to question, that if it is in a supplement and they say that it's stem cells, can actually stem cells survive in a capsule? And they usually come from sheep, they come from, other animals, they come from plants, they come from even marine life. Then, of course, you have the third way of stem cells, which is your own stem cells. So I hope that people would agree, that your own stem cells is the best. And, when you're talking about injectables, what is prohibitive is, number one, the cost. While it's not done in Singapore, all you need to do is to just but then drive across the causeway. And they have stem cell clinics there. But one treatment of a stem cell injection could already set you back about USD $10,000, $20,000 or even more. And there's no guarantees, by the way. And there's no money back guarantee as well. When you have completed the stem cell therapy there, and somehow or other you're not enjoying the benefits. Now, when it comes to animal stem cells versus our own stem cells, I hope everybody agreed that our own stem cells has to be the best for the body, not from other animals, marine life, or plants. So the future of medical technology is really in stem cells, because the stem cells are the ones, are the cells that can help your damaged cells. It can divide, it can develop into other types of cells, and it could reverse or even prevent damage to vital organs, okay? So X39 is the stem, or as David Schmidt would say, his best achievement to date. So it is our stem cell activation patch because it activates the stem cells within us. So all our patches have had years of development already. I mentioned, that we have more than 130 patents and more than 80 clinical trials. So X39 has already been tested and trialed, for about 10 years before the launch in 2019. Now, we're not saying, that X39 just leads to an increase in stem cells without, any clinical research and justification. So let me introduce you to this term GHKCU, which is copper peptide. So copper peptide is so important to our body because it helps it helps the body, it is actually, a peptide that is very valuable to the body. A lot of our functions depend, on this copper peptide for our bodily functions to operate effectively. So X39 is proven to, and we had the clinical data to, that X39 elevates GHKCU, which There are thousands of literature after that that confirms that GHK-Cu can activate our stem cells. Okay, so GHK-Cu, a little bit about this, was actually discovered by Dr. Laurent Picard in 1973, where he noticed that liver cells from 60 to 80 years old patients, when incubated in the blood from younger group, the older cells actually started functioning nearly the same way as the younger liver tissues. So what can GHK-Cu do? GHK-Cu has, in the research, shown that it could repair DNA damage. It could induce programmed cell death, increase angiogenesis and nerve outgrowth, stimulate the collagen production, possess antioxidants and anti-inflammatory effects. And GHK-Cu, as I mentioned before, has been well studied. You can look at the National Library of Medicine. In this particular article, regenerative and protective actions of GHK-Cu peptide in the light of the new gene data. So what does it say in this research paper that is in PubMed, where scientific literature and credible scientific literature can be found? So GHK-Cu essentially resets our genes. So the word resetting our genes, it's really a sign that it's something that is very different, that is really cutting edge. So it resets our genes to a younger, healthier state. It's been found to process cell protective actions such as anti-cancer activities and anti-inflammatory actions. And again, the word DNA repair comes forward again, plus the activation of cell cleansing. Okay, so GHK-Cu, in a nutshell, has been shown to help with rapid wound healing. It has been shown, to be able to reset, or we call it, reset the gene expression to a younger state. Okay, it helps our genes, what's that, it like fine tuning a piano. So it helps, to maintain our genes, and it tunes the genes to a more effective form. It converts older life cells to younger cells. So that's important. That's where reverse aging comes in. And very importantly, collagen repair. Now, collagen is very important to the body. It is not only for the face, but every part of our joints. If we lack collagen, that's where complications can occur. Yeah, so it is clinically proven. We have the papers that are in our website, so it's publicly known and publicly available to people who want to read. It's just in our resources page, in our website. So these are just some of the X39 benefits. Like I said, whether it's pain relief, improvement in mobility, there are just so many. But on your right-hand side, just to bring to your attention, what is important here is that the first few days already, it has been shown that 4,000 genes already begin to reset. Now, some people say, but I cannot feel anything. Well, yeah, I mean, when your genes are working, it's just like if your blood vessels or your blood cells start multiplying, you won't be able to feel it anyway, right? So, when your genes start to reset, it is something that is happening in your body that most of the time you cannot see. So we always advise people, that's where we need to be patching, for more than that 1 month. From 1 to 3 months, it could probably result in some physical changes and, your digestive system improving. But it's within the 3 to 6 months, that's where the deep healing begins. And when you talk about reverse aging and, you desire to have your age reversed, that's where you probably have to use for between 6 to 12 months. Because healing is not an event. Healing is a process. So we have to always remember, that a process just means, that a function of time actually comes in. Okay, so I've already mentioned there's non-drug, non-transdermal, non-invasive, and also it is very affordable, definitely more affordable than a lot of the stem cell therapies, which X39 should be compared against, which is out in the market. So how does this technology work? Very quickly, we use phototherapy, which means, using light to heal. So the clinical term to this is photobiomodulation. And there are many, many research papers already written on how photobiomodulation affects the gene expression, affects the production of stem cells. So what is phototherapy? Essentially, it is like sunlight. You know, if a baby has jaundice, for instance, you know, the doctor would advise you to put the baby under the sunlight, and through that process of the baby receiving the sun's rays, most of the time, you know, the baby actually can recover from jaundice. Why? Because the sun's rays using light actually, you know, it comes in wavelengths, which means that there are frequencies involved. So the frequency which touches the skin, which touches our skin, actually gets the body to react through a biochemical reaction. And that's where the body starts to produce, like in a baby, vitamin D, which is what the baby's body is lacking. So with more vitamin D, it's able to overcome jaundice. Now, what is even more unique here is the confirmation that humans emit light. So this is called biophoton emission. So again, there's so much research on this to confirm, you know, that the human body actually emits ultra-weak infrared light, which is different actually from infrared heat. So LifeWave is unique because it is the only phototherapy product in the world that uses the human body as its own power source. And how the product actually works is through the combination of 5 very common ingredients. You know, when it comes together, what happens is that it is then, you know, manufactured in the patch itself into nanoscale crystals, which, you know, when it's there, it reflects back the light into the body, and then it triggers that biochemical response. Okay, so that's the first part of my presentation. And we are now going to be moving on to testimonials. And the first testimonial that we have, before we actually get to the testimonial, I just want to re-emphasize that LifeWave does not diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases. We do not make any medical claims. We are in many ways, you know, almost like, because we use acupressure, it's almost like acupuncture and without the needles. And the results may vary from person to person simply because the body's composition for every person is different. So our first testimonial is going to be Mr. Vincent Teo. So Vincent, are you online now? Vincent?
Hi, everyone.
Hello?
Hello. Hi. Good
Yep.
evening.
Yes, okay, we can hear you loud and clear. Okay, Vincent, I'm going to hand the floor over to you. Okay, it's all yours.
Can you see me? I lost the
Okay.
Can you all see me?
No, okay. No, they can't see you because I've got the slides on. If you want to, I can switch off the slides and then I'll switch it on again.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay.
Okay.
Good evening to everyone. Probably I'm new to most of them, and probably some only a small percentage might know me. Okay. My name is Vincent. Okay. I was introduced by Desmond this LifeWave December last year. Yeah, and he came with EE, energy enhancer, and I was quite skeptical because he came from another MLM platform with his supplements. So suddenly he came with the LifeWave patch. Honestly, I have left there for almost about a month. But again, time to time when I pass by the place that I placed, it's like there's something that is keep reminding me, why don't you use me? Why don't you use me? So I decided to patch, and I realized that wow, there is some changes to the body, especially the energy level. Yeah. Okay. So I have patched this since last year to now. But beginning, I'm not disciplined enough because I feel quite skeptical. So on and off, I I didn't complete it. But after 3 months, right, I decided to constantly patch the LifeWave patch. Okay, I'm going to share with you about my testimonial is from head to toe, from the past to the recent. Okay, I have actually, back then, I have a major accident. So I suffer from my facial bone are constructed, installed with titanium plate and screws, right? And that affected me a lot because I'm not on any medication. Whenever there's a change of weather, I always face the severe pain. All right. So I'm bearing with that for so many years. All right. And also, I also have heart issue because since young, according to a doctor, it's a kind of current. It's a kind of current that is not constantly supplying to the heart. And yeah, that I also want. And I spent a lot of money on my heart issues. All right. And then I decided to take up, and then not too long, I fell down quite badly with my kneecap injuries. So it started from, I mean, I accumulated from the past to now. I've actually went through quite a number of this type of issues, all right? And so after patching all this, honestly, my heart issues, my facial bone, because it's something like rheumatism, so, and my kneecap, all this within 6 months gone. So I'm fully convinced by the product. So coming back is like, I also realized that my fingernails grow extremely fast. I used to trim like 2 months once. So now I have to trim like 1 month once. Right. And then, of course, complexion of face, radiant, memory, concentration. And I used to do meditation. And it actually surprisingly actually improved a lot, the concentration especially. All right. I'm going to ask Jonas to show you one of the aura chakra chart. Yeah. Okay, if you look at this chart, this is before I patch, and you realize from the left that yellow sign, you realize there's 2 white spots. White spots means the body's a bit more towards to Han, is cold. That is before I patch. I didn't even know about LifeChangers. Okay. Then just now Jonas had mentioned this is something to do with the biophoton. Okay. So after 8 months, and then after that, I patched LifeWave for 6 months. The next slide, please. Yes, as you can see, my aura chakra is very complete, and the color is so radiant. And this is, you see, sometimes I couldn't prove to people my health is improved so much. So I use this chart to show people. Plus, people look at my age, my complexion, whatever. They realize, hey, Vincent, there's a great change in you. Yeah. And then all along, I didn't know that I have this astrophobic fear when I'm on board the aircraft. And my wife actually booked a trip to Europe. And I told her I couldn't stay in the aircraft for 14 hours. So decided to cancel the trip. Just 5 days only. But after patching for a period, I can overcome the fear. And now I'm no more this astrophobic fear. All right. Okay. Coming back to that is like, then I start sharing. I have friends that are suffering from lymphoma cancer. And I give her the Aeon and X39. She can respond to me within a day. She told me there's some improvement after she have discharged. You know, after chemo, there are a lot of side effects: bloated stomach. They have pain and aching here and there, sleepless night. So amazingly, she recovered just one night. She can felt the difference. The next day she texts me. All right. Then I have friends who also having a vertigo. All right. So overall, I'm telling you that after the patching, it actually improved tremendously. I felt energetic, the emotion, strength, endurance, concentration, and all that have improved so much. Honestly, I was truly impressed and inspired by Desmond when he is suffering from strokes and bypass. He was on the Tongkap the first time when he met me. So through time, I keep on meeting up with him to ask him for the. I ordered the live wave patch from him, and he's getting better and better. So there's once I asked him, "Hey, where's your Tongkap? You is it left it in the MRT?" Then he told me, "No, no, 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 no. I no longer rely on this." So I find the progress of him changing. All right. So and also, yeah, and his working spirit. All right, and all this have actually inspired me to join him on this journey. Yeah, and okay, so that's much I want to share. But one more thing is like James, there's one more like last slide.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm very excited about David Smith sharing about this, and because myself, I'm running my own business for 37 years, so I decided to exit my business, and I'm so exciting that when I look at this, I tell myself, wow, this is another X space, like yeah. So you look at the upcoming invention for a better world or better life, oxygen oxygen enricher, age reversal apparel, age reversal water. So this easily can keep us going for another 10 years. I'm so excited. So it's just that I encourage everybody don't underestimate this product, because my business for 37 years, I don't just depend on my guts, hardworking and all that. No, no. It's about innovation and evolution that made me today. And honestly, I'm feeling much younger and younger each day. You have a chance, we'll meet up probably on this coming Saturday at Dr. Timothy event. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for listening to my sharing. Yeah, that's I end
Okay.
my session here. Thank
Wonderful.
you,
Yeah.
buddy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vincent. Vincent, there's one question. Somebody is
Yes.
asking, what patches did you use for your joint pains?
Oh, I only use X39 Aeon.
Oh, okay. Only X39 Aeon.
And only recently I increased to glutathione because I want to improve further on my liver.
Okay. And how long have you been, when do you start more consistently in patching, roughly?
I started on wait, now it's March.
Okay,
From March.
from
Yeah.
March.
So the
Okay, so,
frequency,
wow, so it's only been 3 months.
the first 3 months is like I shared no discipline, because it's still quite typical, right? Because it's just like a sticker, ma.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right, right,
So
right, right.
after I felt more, then the later part of the 3 months, I start to speed up, and yeah. So like
Okay.
I've shared, it actually changed me so much to shine. Now, honestly, I don't depend so much on doctor. They can't make my money, because for my heart, for my kneecap, and sometimes it's not the money. It's just that you go through the trouble, travel down, and then
Right.
waiting for the doctor, that kind of fear and worries.
Mm,
Wow, that will kill. Like I went through my heart each time I got on the treadmill, no. Then after
mm,
they inject me with a kind of a liquid. Wow, I tell you, it's very torturing, no.
mm,
So and even my accident, my right facial are installed with plates and screws. So I went through a lot.
mm. Okay,
Thankful
okay,
that, yeah. Okay.
right. Okay, talking about the accident, so So how has the patches, or in what way has the patches actually helped you? And especially since you mentioned that whenever there's a change in weather, you can feel it, there's going to be pain because of the what's that, the plate, right? The titanium plates or something that is in your
Yes.
face, right?
Yeah. Because of the muscles and tissue have wrapped over already 2 times. So the pain is exactly like rheumatism.
Mm,
I don't know everybody. Yeah, like rheumatism. So it's so unbearable. And now I no longer having this, and my heart rhythm, my heart current improved.
mm. Okay,
Just like
wow,
that,
wonderful. And
improved.
and that accident happened how many years ago already? And the
Wow, that
pain,
is
the pain
30
that you
years.
had suffered with how many years ago?
30 years.
30 years of pain.
Yes.
Now much
Luckily, I
improved.
took up. I practiced the meditation, so that helped me to subside a bit lah. But
Okay,
again, it's very unbearable lah, when it's very severe,
right, right, right,
especially
right,
hot weather.
right. Okay.
So
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Just one last question. Okay. I'm just looking at
yeah,
I'm sure that people probably has this question as well. Yeah. This chakra thing. Between the yellow one, yeah, and then the orangey one. So you're saying that the from this scan, there's improvement. How do we read the improvement again? The yellow one.
so long their chakra color is the 7 colors ma.
Okay.
From purple, blue, green, yellow,
Ah,
orange. These are perfect colors
I
in the
see. Okay,
chakra
I
ring.
get it.
These
I
are
get
very
it.
perfect
Yeah,
and
yeah. So
round
in
and bright.
okay, okay. So in the
With this
yellow,
telling uh, with okay. So the yellow one to show you that certain part of the body is still cold, is still like your stomach digestion is no good. The
ah,
top, your sleeping pattern is no good.
okay, okay. As depicted in the white
So,
that we see lah. Yeah.
because since you all mentioned always about infrared,
Yes.
biophoton and all that, so I decided to go forward and do this test.
Yeah.
And I
Very good.
was like, and then there's one more lady who actually tests me on this. I put her on this. So one day she tests. She also showed me a photo. She said, Vincent, my aura chakra also improved so much.
Mm,
And she also brought this patches to the India trip because
mm,
India, the water and all that. And
yeah.
she's not suffering from it.
Mm,
Really amazing.
okay. Understand. Understand. Okay. Thank you so much, Vincent, for sharing this. Really appreciate the fact that that you came on today, to share this. Yeah, and this is your first time sharing this, right? I think.
Yeah, but my sharing is probably different. It's from head to toe, and then because of
Yeah.
accident, and then because
Correct.
naturally I'm born with it's a different case from those chronic illnesses lah.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. And all
But
it
but
took
I
was
truly
yeah,
sorry
yeah. All it took was what's that? Was X39, Aeon, and then only recently glutathione.
with the Taiwan. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. Caroline
One
asked,
last thing is that I would like.
yes. Sorry. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
One
Sorry.
last thing that I like to thank Desmond, my team, Stella, Richard, and all that. Yeah, I'm so glad to have a team like them with that high working spirit, especially you, Mr. Jonas. Your leadership has also inspired me in many ways.
Oh, thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
really moved by, yeah, really enlightened by you and whoever, and James or whoever you see,
All
yeah,
right.
Jackie, Lawrence. I've learned a lot from you guys. Thanks for guiding me.
No problem. Yeah. You are a very coachable person, so we are very happy also.
Thank you, sir. I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, please guide me. Please guide me.
Okay, okay.
The leadership is so important.
Sure, sure. Yeah. Now, Caroline also asked, where do you get this chakra test? Okay, so that one is probably a little bit out of scope. Maybe Caroline, you would like to contact Vincent personally for this.
Well, if there's a chance we can meet at Wood
Yeah,
Square, I can actually share with you
yeah,
separately on this.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Correct, correct. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to move on right now, to the second testimonial. So once again, Vincent, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, now the second testimony I'm going to share very quickly. So this person is not available simply because I'm just gonna, and this is from 14 June that he shared, but he's actually right now holidaying in Tibet. Yeah. So it's quite a new brand partner that we have, and he's actually based in Malacca. So he left for Tibet just about 1.5 weeks ago. Um, but quite interestingly, yeah, he started patching people there. So he shared to say, hey, a senior lady fainted due to high altitude because it's in Tibet, right? So patched X39 at GB14, which is behind the neck, and within 30 minutes, regain consciousness and her energy again. Yeah. So 30 minutes high altitude, it is very fast. And then the second one, he said, nerve pain from spine all the way to the leg. Yeah. So patched Aeon on GB14, and then all of a sudden, there's no more nerve pain. Okay. And the leg and knee swelling also reduced. And then he shared, that another senior lady, caught a cold with fever. And again, he patched Aeon on GB14 and glutathione and CD22. And the next morning, she recovered and managed to complete climbing the journey of the Potala Palace. Yeah. So morning patch X39 on GB14 and then EE also at the back. So I'm assuming, that it's probably on BL23, which is the lower back. And then another one with short breath, tightness, chest when sleeping, and Aeon, was just patched in the middle of the chest, and this person actually felt at ease and could actually sleep well. So if you look at it, you say this is incredible. So anyway, he's still in Tibet, coming back, and I'm going to get more information, more insights to him. I hope that he has a lot of photographs to share as well, because it would be really quite exciting that he could be even starting a market in Tibet. Okay, so with that, let me complete my presentation. Okay, now, while you hear that there are many people who can be benefiting from our product quite quickly, now, while it's good and we should be so blessed if we are the recipients of this, that we are feeling the effects quite quickly. But in most cases, when it comes to healing, it is not going to be instantaneous. Okay, it is going to still take a period of time, because that is how the body actually functions. So like in this case, reverse aging. Yeah. So when we talk about the stomach, it's going to take about 5 days. You talk about the blood, it's going to take about 4 months. The skin would take about 1 month, the lungs 2 to 3 weeks, the bones 3 months. So everything here would take time when it is healing, yeah, or when it is age reversing, meaning that it's not only healing, but it's becoming even better and younger, more robust. When you talk about relief, yes, it can be quite instantaneous, but depending on circumstances, depending on person to person as well. So sometimes, the relief and the body healing itself, could take place almost at the same time, but in most cases, it is actually different. So the relief, could come first, but it will still take time for the body to heal. Yeah. I've already mentioned this, first few days, 4,000 genes already begin to reset. So sometimes, we need to exercise a little bit of faith, okay? That because there's so much research going into this, because we have got research studies actually done, what's it, they call it blind test clinical trials actually done as well, blind test placebo clinical trials actually done with X39, with IceWave, which showed the same thing, yeah, that things are already starting to work in our body, even if we don't feel it at that point in time. So I mentioned earlier on that in as little as 6 months, telomeres, which is the ends of the chromosomes, the length of the telomeres actually determines your lifespan. So in as little as 6 months, the telomeres on the chromosomes have been found to actually lengthen, in the equivalent of about 8.5 years of age reversal. So this test was actually done, and the results, I was told, is coming out really quite soon already. So it was done, from this company called Repeat Diagnostics Inc., which is a gold standard for telomere testing. So interestingly, why, when somebody patches for about 3 months, there is actually very little change observed. But when it's 6 months or more, that's where the telomeres lengthening actually shows and it actually is more prominent. And that's why we always tell people, when you patch, please, you have to go for 6 months. If you decide that you want to try for 3 months and then another 3 months, that's fine. But if the expectation is that within a few weeks to a month that an X39 will be able to heal your body, while it can happen, in most cases, it will probably take much longer than that. Now, water is the other thing, which is so important, that when somebody patches, we fully encourage that you drink as much water as you can, because water is the best conductor of the biocurrent, because our body, how the cells communicate with each other is actually through electrical system. So, with water, it is the best conductor of the electrical system to get the cells to communicate with each other more effectively. So as a summary, right now, we have the fact that stem cells are the repair cells of the body. So that's a fact, And the fact is that the faster you age, the slower you heal, unfortunately, because the stem cells actually degenerate along with age. So the solution that we have here is that we have X39 right now, which is scientifically and clinically proven through our research studies that it activates our own stem cells to be able to reset them to a younger, healthier state through the elevation of GHK-Cu. Number 3, it is very affordable, whether it's X39, whether it's Aeon, whether it's Energy Enhancer, when it comes to X39, we should be comparing with stem cell therapy. So stem cell therapy, just an injection itself, it already runs, in the thousands of dollars, with ethical issues still in play here. It is not fully resolved, and there's no guarantee still, that you can benefit from it. It is safe because it is non-transdermal. There are professional athletes using this. For that matter, when the US Navy used this, can you imagine, if the US Navy is crippled, the Navy SEALs, are crippled, it means, that the government would have checked on the safety aspect of it to ensure that the country's defenses are not compromised in any way because their soldiers have been incapacitated, with using our patches. So they have to ensure that it's totally safe. Likewise, also with professional athletes who are using our product, we all know that with the professional athletes, it becomes extra sensitive because of drug consumption, to enhance performance. So they are particularly sensitive to anything, that they take or put on their body that could be transmit, certain ingredients or certain certain things to their body that is actually in the prohibited list. So we have professional athletes using this. So again, it's a testament that our products are not only safe, it is actually drug-free, and it is non-transdermal. So we mentioned also that it's patented, and with the patents, which mention very clearly that we are we are a wearable apparatus, in which one of the benefits is it activates our stem cells. All these things are actually indicated very, very clearly in the abstract, in the summary page of the patents that we have. And we all know that in order to patent something, you have to justify. You cannot just make a claim without justifying, substantiating, being able to clinically prove. So LifeWave, again, does not diagnose, does not treat, cure, prevent any kind of diseases. We just want to drive home this point that we do not make any kind of medical claims. We are acupuncture without needles. Now, for those of us here who's new, who's not on board yet, go to your sponsor and seriously get started, okay? Why? Because number one, it is totally safe. There's no downside. Yeah, as I was, in a meeting this morning and in the afternoon, I mentioned to uh, my team that the worst that can happen is that nothing happens, but there is no downside to it. Furthermore, there is a money back guarantee. So while I don't have it on the slides here, but if you're not happy even in using the product on the 29th day of that first month, no questions asked, right into customer service, you will get a full refund. Yeah. So that is how confident the company is that they allow you to use the product for almost one whole month. And if somebody, for whatever reason, says, I'm not going to continue with the patching, for whatever reasons, the company is willing to give a full refund. So that is how confident the company is. Oh, so silver and gold, and especially gold, is where I personally, well, of course, you don't have to follow my personal opinion. But gold to me is the sweet spot because it allows you enough patches for you to do at least 3 months with the X39 and the Aeon, and then you can also choose, the one or two other patches if you have health conditions that require the help of other patches. Okay, but of course, feel free if you want to go for platinum and diamond. So we have our weekly business, we call it business overview presentation, BOP, and our brand partner training held at our current office right now. And we're going to get new premises pretty soon, but we'll leave that to later. We are right now located at Woodlands Square. Okay, so on Mondays, we have our English BOP, which starts at 8:30 p.m., like what we are doing right now. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, we have the physical live BOP at the office. Wednesday is in Mandarin. Tuesday and Saturday will be in English. And then on Thursdays and Fridays, we have the brand partner training, whether it is in terms of back office compensation plans to the business aspect of it. So with that, we've come to the end of our session. This is meant to be a 1-hour session. I really thank everyone here for attending and for being part of this presentation for an hour. And for those of you who have not tried, I encourage you, approach your sponsor and get started as soon as you can. And if you want to learn more and you're based in Singapore, by all means, please come and visit us at Wood Square, come to our training. And so with that, I would like to thank everyone again. And thank you so much. And I'll see you real soon. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.